Hi, hello, hi. Wow, I can't believe I'm actually doing this. This is fun. This is the weirdest experience ever. I guess we're gonna start doing these by saying what I say on my other channel or my Instagram. Sit back, relax, take a nap while I do a little yap. Guys, this is my first episode of my new podcast, Perspectives. We'll get more onto that later. First, I gotta do a little introduction, I guess, because this is the first episode. Um, First question is, who am I? Hi, I'm Jared Dunn. I'm your average African American male nerd. I'm a super nerd, to be honest. But I did win prom king. More on that. Uh, More onto who I am personality wise. My friends call me nice, responsible for some reason, respectful, mean at times, and very empathetic. And these are all true. The mean one, especially when it comes to my close friends. Um, More on, let's say, what makes me me. Uh, so I live in North Carolina. I live in Clayton though, which is further than the school I'm going to. I'm attending college, Wake Tech, right now. It's going good. I'm on my first semester. I'm 18. I'm 5'6". I'm single. Ladies, if you're listening, you know what I'm saying. If you need you a nerd who's loyal, hasn't had his first kiss or any other, yeah, I'm your guy. Let's see. Things I like. I like food sometimes. I'm a very not picky but picky eater. Like I'll eat anything if I'm hungry, but if I'm not, I won't eat anything. So that's what I mean by that. I like watching TV shows, specifically anime, obviously, because I'm a nerd. I like Marvel, like DC comic books, stuff like that. I'm a very all around nerd. Like, if you have a fandom that you're like, oh, he probably doesn't like, yeah, I like that. Um, like fighting games. I'm such a fighting game nerd. Like, I like gaming. I do all of that. I promise you, I'm all around when it comes to this. Let's see. I have three siblings, and they're all over the age of 21 at this point. I'm the youngest, being 18, which is crazy. Da, 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 da. What else is there? I peaked in high school, if that matters. Oh, I do theater. That's really important because my theater fam is kind of like not really my life, but every day I wake up, I see the pictures I have of them on my little dresser. So that's really nice. Reminds me where I come from, where I came from, how I started. Um, yeah, my favorite theater production is probably Teen Beach Movie. I always say that Teen Beach Movie is so good. I love musicals when it comes to stuff like that. And it's not even like a, a musical. Me and a few friends of mine, I'm gonna name drop because this is podcast and it's important. Me and my friends, Teddy, Henry, and Marvin wrote a play with some help of other people. It was amazing. Everybody who watched it will tell you it was amazing. Um, but besides all the theater crap, I like music, R&B, the freaking white stuff too. You know what I'm saying? Some Green Day, Linkin Park, all of that. Um, I like R&B. I think I already said that. Soul, a lot of that. Besides the things I like, what else is there about me? I like pop culture. Da 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 da. Graduated. Nah, I'm just an all around nice, cool, nerdy guy. That's who I am, to be honest. I see things as they are. I don't really judge things. Yeah, it's that's just kind of who I am. What do I do? I'm a communications major in college right now. It's going great. I like college a lot. It does everything that high school didn't do. God, the only thing it's missing are my friends. If you can't tell, I really love and care about my friends a lot, regardless of how I treat them. I really do love my friends. Um, did I tell you guys I'm single? All right, I'm joking. No. What else do I do? Well, that's kind of what I do. Um, why am I starting a podcast? Let's get into that. Um, I'm starting a podcast because there are so many things that I could be doing with my time, but I rather spend it talking, you know? As of right now, I should be I don't have school tomorrow, but I should be doing and complete by Sunday my ACA quiz, finish my essay, do an assessment, and turn all of that in. And I am going to be watching this movie series called High and Low, which is a Japanese something. I have no clue. I'm going in blind. So that's going to be lovely. Next episode, you're probably going to hear me talk about that a little bit. That's crazy. But back to why I'm starting the podcast is because besides me, there are different perspectives that people have in life. And my perspective of life is going to be completely different than yours. And it's kind of like a healthy way to get that across from people or across to people, talk about it. People don't understand that communication is probably like one of the most healthiest things to go through, except for, ask questions, uh answer things. Like, talking is very important. Just don't use your actions. Like, people say actions speak louder than words, and sometimes that is true, but it depends on the situation you're in, because you obviously want to get the point across of what you're trying to do or what you're going to do, what you're saying, that kind of thing. And what I mean by perspectives, um for instance, in high school, I kind of I kind of was left out because I live in Clayton. Clayton is 45 minutes away from the school and like where I attend now. And after school, I wouldn't usually do anything besides go to my mom's classroom with loud kids. And I'm telling you, it was so annoying in there. My mom's a first grade teacher. Those kids are off the freaking charts. I hate them. But that's, we're not going to talk about, you know. But living in Clayton was kind of hard socially because all I would do would be like, yeah, I love you guys. I like spending time with you guys, when I never actually physically got there. And that also goes on to actions speak louder than words. When when I talk to people, I actually mean what I say because I'm not there to do anything. I can't do anything with my body because I'm not there physically. Like, if I could teleport, bro, I'd be there instantly. Boom. You do not want to give me the power of teleportation. I promise you that. I promise you, you do not want to do that. But, it's kind of harder to just not be in a place you want to be in when you're just sitting there at home doing nothing, bored, alone, kind of. And it's like, oh man. And living in Clayton made me realize that, like, oh man, I'm gonna have a really rough time, but that's okay, because I have positivity and I have people who love me, people to push me through things. It's a very fun experience to have that, and I believe everybody should have love. Um, living. No, um, another thing that really ties into that is like my friends will tell you, like, when I say something, I usually mean it, and they can back that up because I really like I I don't want to say I keep my word, but I really do stand up to what I say, because I really care about what I say. What I say, I think about what I say. I don't just blurt out stuff randomly unless I'm playing a freaking game and then I get killed or something, and then I'll say some poopy butt stuff or something. I don't know. Um, Maybe not the brain rot shit. Oh wait, yeah, we cuss now, guys. We cuss on this podcast, by the way. Um, I will not be saying the nigga word. I just did, but that's the only time it's happening. Okay. But yeah, that's oh, other people's perspectives. This is another thing that I really want to go into. I kind of give you my spiel of things, but there are definitely other perspectives of just so many other people who have experienced the same things I did, and they just receive them differently. And I think having other people say their perspectives will help a lot of people who are listening also fix something that's happening to them right now. This is mainly for kind of young adults, adolescents, like teenagers, mainly people who are just in high school, kind of college, like starting college. I don't think any of adults will gain anything from this besides like a kid talking to you about something that happened to him. Oh, he peaked in high school. Quite literally, yes, I did. Um, so yeah, I hope any information given to you from this podcast will help you somehow in life, or just something, like something will happen for you. um why else am I starting? My English professor kind of told me to start a podcast. He didn't demand it, but he thought it was a good idea, and I backed him on that. I was like, okay, I'll start a podcast. And at first, when I thought about starting a podcast a long, long time ago, and I was like, oh wow, that's a fun idea. But I didn't have the right mindset. I was like, oh no, I'm in school. I don't have a microphone. I don't have a camera. I don't have this, that. I soon realized that, well, now I'm an adult. I can just do that. But recently, I've also been discovering problems along the way, that I was making excuses for myself again, and I was kind of heading backwards instead of forwards like I was before. So I talked to my friend Emily, and she kind of told me, Jared, all you really need is a microphone. That's the name of the episode too. All I need is a microphone. And she is right. She really is right. Um, all I needed was a microphone, because I don't need a camera. I don't need all this fancy stuff. I just need a microphone so people can hear me talk. And that's what I'm doing. I'm talking right now. Hi, how was your day? I hope it was nice. If it wasn't, I'm sorry to hear that. Um, Kisses better, I guess. Mwah. There you go. Um, and to my friends who say ill, fuck off. Now, I know that starting a podcast will be super, super, super kind of like everywhere. Like, oh, you haven't posted in a month, you haven't posted in 2 months, especially because of school. But that won't really affect me, because this isn't for clout or money or anything like that. This is kind of for not really experience either. The only thing I'm benefit Yeah, the only thing I'm benefiting from is talking to more people and getting connections from the people I talk to about what they've been through. So really, I'm just helping other people while getting information from them. So I don't really see how I'm benefiting from this at all. Uh, but yeah, I'm doing this for me and not really for, the money. Like, oh, this will blow up. No, this will not blow up. I definitely do not expect this to go anywhere in time, especially while I'm on this planet Earth. Um, yeah, that's kind of why I'm starting a podcast. There's really no reason besides that. Um, why now? I'm 18, and the older I get, the more I will push it away, probably because there will be a lot more priorities, especially because I have a very flexible schedule at school right now. So I'm very grateful for that, and this would be the best time to utilize my time for the podcast. But I will say another reason as to why is because the older I get, the less people will probably start talking to me. And I do not want that because I want to hear from as many people as possible if they're willing to, come on here and say a few words. But I don't think anything else would affect why now because it was kind of always my idea to start a podcast. Before my motives were very different than they are now, but we grow up with time, and that's another thing that you can learn from. Um, yeah, that's kind of it for the why now. I mean, what else is there? I really wanted to start a podcast, guys. What podcast have I been listening to before this? There was a Boy Meets World podcast. Boy Meets World is one of my favorite sitcoms and shows in general. The message behind it is so cool. My favorite sitcom of all time is Drake and Josh. I'm being so serious. Drake and Josh is amazing. But the Boy Meets World cast, or like a few people like Daniel Fishel, she's so fine, and a few other of her cast members started a little podcast, and I love them. Also, the Ned's Declassified podcast. Now, some of them have been getting some, you know, controversy and some cancellation. Guys, here I'm probably gonna get canceled for good reason or for bad reason. That's up for you to decide. I'm just gonna say stuff not because I'm ignorant. I'm just gonna say stuff because I feel like logically that's kind of just how it is. But I'm just a little guy. I'm one guy. I can't make a change, guys. Nothing I say has power like the other people do. So that's up to you if you want to cancel me, I guess. But yeah, I like their podcast regardless. I will say that. Um, and I do listen to Impulsive, but only because I like WWE. I forgot to mention that. I like WWE. I like it a lot. I love it. It's one of the only things I'm really fixated on right now. I watch it weekly, obviously, because it's one thing weekly I can kind of get behind. But I only watch Logan Paul's podcast, Impulsive, because he has on WWE wrestlers, and they also talk about stuff that they've been through, what they've done in the ring, what Logan Paul can do in the ring, all of this stuff, all of that stuff. It's really nice to hear from a perspective of one of the wrestlers behind all the acting. And before people say it's fake, no, it is not. You can talk to the hand. I do not care what you say. I will prove to you one way or another wrestling is not fake by putting you in a goddamn anaconda lock vice shit. You get the point. I'm gonna put you in a submission, and then you tell me is WWE fake, huh? Is it fake? I'm gonna hit you with a GTS, a rock bottom, a attitude adjustment, a stunner. You get the point. Um, yeah, I really like those. That's kind of why I like podcasts and stuff like that. What is my podcast about? I kind of went over that. My podcast is gonna be about like perspectives of other people, um, and just how people perceive things in different ways. We're gonna get people who are younger, people who are older. not too much older. I don't know anybody who's too much older than me, maybe like 2 years older. That's it though. But besides that, everything is going to be plain old simple podcast, funny moment. You get the point, jiggerbooery. Uh, I just made that word up. Racial slur. Let's go. Um, who will be on the podcast? My friends, mainly my friends. I don't want to ask anybody that I don't know or anybody I do not have any connection with at all on the podcast. I mean, who would that even be? I don't have any connections, no ties, no nothing. I'm just going to ask people that I know and be like, hey, can you come on the podcast so we can talk and then do this? I have a few questions for you, blah, 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 blah. But my first few people will obviously be the people who are in state as of right now. As of recording this, it is September 19th. My next one will have a guest on it. I cannot disclose the guest now because they do not know that they're going to be on it. That's if they are on it. You get the point. The rest of the podcast, I will have a guest, okay? It's very guest oriented. Co-host. Now, originally when making this podcast, I was going to have my best friends, my closest friends do it with me. Shout them out real quick. Juliana, Samantha, Sheridan, Victoria, Brandon. Did I say all of them? Juliana, Sheridan, Brandon, Victoria, Samantha. Yeah, I said them all. Uh, we were going to do this originally, but, this never kind of worked out, I guess. Kind of just, it kind of drizzled out, but, I will definitely have them on here more than once because we have so many things. We like talking. We love talking. So they're kind of going to be like the damn transitional guest, right? They're not going to be special guests. They're going to be like the guest that comes back every once in a while. There's also Rivera, Nick Rivera. I love him too. He's really great. We could do stuff at NC State and like have people there. That would be great too. If he could give me some of his people to talk to, do that stuff on the podcast. Yeah, we were talking about that as well. He's going to be very important in the next few months or so. What else about guests? If you want to be a guest, just ask me. Besides that, I would also love if you guys could give me questions to ask my guests about certain situations in their life. It could be as simple as what's your favorite color, what's your favorite show, or it could be as deep as what's your deepest, darkest secret. Nah, maybe not that deep, but definitely like somewhere into where how somebody operates. Like, oh, uh why what is your major, like something simple like that. Why did you choose that path, blah blah blah, like stuff like that. It really shouldn't be like, oh, I heard you got a divorce. Like, no, shut up. Nobody cares about that stuff. Okay, that's if they don't want to disclose that information, they do not have to disclose that information. I'm very, very, very respectful to my guests unless I really know them closely, and I will be dead honest and mean to them. But besides that, my guests will be shown the utmost respect, as they do not have to tell anybody this. They do not have to tell me this. I'm just wanting to get information to see if it could help anybody else who was going or is going through the same situation you guys went through. It could also be about a relationship if you really want to ask that question. it could also be about relationships. But I do encourage you guys to send me questions. Um, I should probably give you guys my Instagram, huh? I don't know how this is gonna work. My Instagram is codename J underscore ROD Rod. Codename J underscore ROD. Now, my profile picture is gonna be of Doctor Doom, and my name is Jared Dunn. Um, ladies, hit me up. By the way, I don't really have a type. You just got to be funny, amazing, beautiful, and love me. Anyway, I do know that later on in this podcast, I will have scene changing and better upgraded things. As as of right now, I'm looking for a job so I can pay for different expenses, whether that be from D&D with my regular group, uh stuff I just want, microphones, more microphones for just more than me, uh a headset, cameras, like all of this stuff, like kind of just upgrading the quality of what I'm giving you now. Um because as of right now, I really don't have, well, school too, obviously, but obviously I'm gonna use most of the money on school. But besides that, I kind of don't really, I kind of don't what? I don't really need to use funding on anything else. Um, what else can I talk about? I'm stretching for time. Teddy, thank you for reminding me to do my podcast. By the way, Teddy did not remind me to do my podcast, but Teddy, thank you for not yeah, thank you, Teddy. You're great for that. I'm trying to think of any other questions or something I can think of on the spot, um, that I can give you. Um, let's talk more. What happened to me? Let's talk about my senior year a little bit. So some of you who are my friends who are listening to this, some of you know I'm popular, in the best way possible, obviously. Um, I kind of owe my main friend group a lot of my success my senior year. We all made senior, like, it's kind of like New Year's resolutions, but like for our senior year. I remember my friend Juliana's was to watch television regularly. Mine was to be as active at Millbrook as possible, and I definitely was. Because not only did I make it to homecoming court, but I also was prom king. So that is great. What else happened my senior year? We wrote another play, but this time it wasn't four of us; it was the whole class, yeah, collaborative, working together, making the play. It was amazing, and then after that, well, we didn't perform until January, but in November, my first fall play was Frankenstein. I grew out my beard because I was a captain who was in love with Victor Frankenstein. Um, that's just the lore I go with because he kind of gave him a little too many chances to like explain himself from being crazy, but that's my understanding. Um, let's see. Besides theater, what else happened? But no, that's it. My senior year was filled with theater. January, Winter Fest. Some of you guys don't know what Winterfest is. I was an MC for Winterfest. Winterfest is kind of like a talent show, but we call it a variety show. So yeah, that's Winterfest. I was an MC for it. It was amazing. I did the worm. People were cheering for me. Uh, I lost so much aura doing that. Nah, nah. People probably liked me more because I did the worm. Let's be honest. I tried out for the musical. Let's see what else after what happened after the musical. Nah, the musical, Loki, I'm just gonna say it here. The musical kind of took over my life in probably the best way possible. I can't really say in words how much it meant to be part of the musical, especially with my family. Not my actual family, but people I call my family. I love them very, very much, so much. They know this at this point, but I can't never not say it because I can't show them how much I love them. That's just how it is. Um, and I was heartbroken the last night I got to perform with them. I met so many amazing people too. Um, so many people tried out, so many people got in, and yet, I miss a lot of my theater fam. I miss them all. So heartbroken that night when we did it. And my main friend group, they surprised me too, and I was bawling. Such a crazy moment, such a crazy moment. And then afterwards, I went to New York with some theater people and choir people. It was amazing. And then when I didn't want to get nominated for Prom King, I didn't say a word to anybody about nominating me. Boom, I got nominated. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to start the best campaign known to man. That will also be on my Instagram if you do not follow my Instagram. And um, it was amazing. It was so amazing. I think it's the only reason I won because I was the only one who campaigned. And I also kind of indirectly campaigned for my friend Sydney, but you know, I looked out for her because I wanted her to win, I guess. I don't know. Uh but besides that, I think when I came back from New York, I saw Chicago at New York too. There's so much that happened at New York that was great. Um but I saw Chicago. And for a high school, I was confused why we saw Chicago. Whatever. We came back, prom happened. I went with my best friends, had the time of our lives. I saw my friend Shelby from Shelby, are you from Tennessee? I think you're from Tennessee. I don't know. Cause you're only 10 I see. No. Um I don't remember where my friend Shelby's from. I think Georgia. I'm no further than Georgia. Maybe Florida. I don't know. Point is, she's far and she came over to see us. Well, maybe not us as much as Mary, who's our other friend. She's a short little dwarf who's a leprechaun. Um, yeah, she's a yeah. Um, yeah, I saw Shelby for the first time. It was fun. It was amazing. Um, she needs to come more often. Pause. But I do know at prom when I got crowned, yeah, it was one of the best moments ever. And then after prom, I was really worried about graduation. For personally, I was really just worried about graduation. Um, there was drama awards after graduation, but on our way to graduation, I have to give props. I don't have a lot of guy friends, but to the ones I made, not only this year, but in our JJK group chat. If you guys are watching, I doubt none of you guys are watching this. In our JJK group chat or even our English class, bro, probably one of the best friend groups I've had in a minute. Because we always keep it real with each other. We're goofy. It's fun to just do stuff with, and I do miss that. And it's amazing. It's always just amazing. It's amazing. Because I don't really have a lot of guy friends, and it means a lot. Um, that was after graduation. Okay, so there might be a little cut and you might hear a little more enthusiasm in my voice, or just like a little, something's different. So after I was talking about graduation, my audio cut out, but I was scared that a solid 30 minutes of it was not recorded at all. My computer closed and stuff happened, and I was scared. I was freaking out. I had to get my manager, Teddy, to, figure things out, fix things. My manager, Teddy, is not my manager and is just my friend that I was praying to so it would not, but we're good. Everything that I needed to say was said. To end it off with drama awards, yeah, it was great. I loved it. My senior year was amazing. That answers everything. That's it for the first episode, honestly. I have no more to say. It's already 40 minutes, which is good enough for my first episode, especially. So, I'd like to thank those who are actually listening to this. I know there are people who are listening to this because you're my friends, but even still, you spent 40 minutes of your time listening to me absolutely just go on about stuff that I usually go on about, or you're just a listener who wants to know more about me, about the podcast, what to expect in the future, or you're just, you're just bored. You're just bored. And like, I can respect that. I can get behind that, honestly. So, thank you. Thank you just so much for. Okay. So, again, another problem happened where my last video ended really abruptly because of I hit something. It doesn't matter. Point is, goodbye. I love you guys. You get the point. Thanks for watching. It means a lot. It really does. I can't exaggerate that enough. The fact that you really watch this means so much. So I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, peace.